It's time for the One Bar and Lupaga Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome to professional football.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus Show. I am One Bar with Lupagus.
Hey there.
And today we are talking about five guys that are going to break the hell out in 2020 for the Minnesota Vikings.
Hell yeah, these might be on offense, they might be on defense, they might even be on special teams. Who knows where these breakout players are going to come from, but damn it, we're going to hit everyone.
Yes, and these are very legit guys that could break out. I mean, we could see multiple players out of this list break out. I'm very excited.
Yeah, and I don't know what we got to define what a breakout is to be twice
Break out.
as good as
Break
the year
the
before.
shit out.
To what level? I mean, we're talking like Pro Bowler here, or just way better?
I would say just one by one, they're going to be their own case. So breaking out, let's just get into it. Let's get into it.
Right.
BC Johnson, number 5 guy on our list that is going to break out.
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't really think he was going to until you started hearing about the kind of camp he's having. I mean, this guy is catching everything thrown his way, running fantastic routes. Justin Jefferson is also having a great camp, but BC's playing so well that Jefferson might not secure the number 2 spot because, I mean, BC has made that much progress from last year. So you saw it in his rookie year, made way much of an impact than anyone thought, and now he could take that next step to where, maybe he's catching 50 balls this year.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I consider a breakout year for BC. He had 31 catches last year, 294 yards. The fact that he's holding off Justin Jefferson for now as that number 2 receiver shows how far he's came. And I think 50 yards, or 50 receptions, 500-plus yards would absolutely be a breakout season, even if he holds down that number 3 spot after Jefferson snaps that thing from him.
Wow. I don't know if it's going to happen. Ain't going to happen right away, I'll tell you that. Number 4, I got the center, Garrett Bradbury. I'll let you start with this one after your sip of that nasty-ass bubbly.
Bubbly is gross. It's gross, but it does the trick. It's wet. That's all that matters.
Those water.
Garrett Bradbury, yeah. I mean, you take a center in round 1. I would say he had a average rookie year last year. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. Average. He's saying the right things anyways. He's saying the things that make us believe that he's going to have a breakout year. He's saying he's much more comfortable with the system. He's much more comfortable with routines. He's been working with Brian O'Neill in the offseason. The fact that he's 25 years old already, he needs to break out this year. He needs to prove that pick was good.
Yeah, and the thing he needs to get is stronger. And supposedly he's been living in the weight room, trying to build up that strength all off season. He already was a pretty damn good run blocker, but it was in pass protection where he was getting destroyed about every single game. And these weren't even like Pro Bowl guys who were blowing him up. These were like backups and stuff. He just could not anchor. So if he can get even, a couple steps better, I would consider that a breakout to where you're an average player in run block, maybe a good run blocker and an average pass blocker. If he can get to that point this year, I would consider that a breakout for Garrett Bradbury.
I consider a breakout for Garrett Bradbury making that freaking Pro Bowl. That's his for the taking.
Wow.
He needs to make a huge leap. I got very, very high expectations for Bradbury this year, and I'm not going to be nice if he's not doing well.
That would make him the breakout player of the Vikings if he made the Pro Bowl.
I would love it. He better be.
Yeah, you're right. You take that center, he better be damn good.
All right, next guy up, someone who I think we both love, is Eric freaking Wilson.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this guy this year. With a 16-game starting season that he should have this year, the stats he can put up are going to be tremendous. You project his numbers over what he did last year. I did this for something I had to write. I think he would have led the linebackers in every category except for, I think it was overall tackles, which he was like 5 off. So he's already super productive. He just got a nose for the football, can make big plays. And if he does this, and even if he's not starting at his position, he can play inside. He could back up Eric Kendricks if he gets hurt. He can also back up Anthony Barr. So he's your starting weak side linebacker, and I also think he's probably the primary option if one of the 2 studs go down next to him.
Yeah, and motivation is going to be his big thing this year. He wants that big old fat paycheck next year. He wants to prove to the Vikings that they should give it to him. When you look at whether you like PFF's grading system or not, he was ranked 24 out of 84 linebackers in the NFL. He ranked way above Anthony Barr. It's just getting him out there for a full 16-game season, showing what he can do. He's athletic. He went undrafted because he was undersized, but he's proven that does not matter one damn bit when he's out there. So I think, and I've said it multiple times on other ones, I think if he has a good year this year, that if it comes down to him and Barr next year, it might be Eric Wilson we're looking at.
If he doesn't have the kind of season we expect, I think that's gonna be the bigger surprise at this point.
Yeah. I expect big things from Eric Wilson this year.
Wow.
Big.
All right. No, I think number 2 is going to be the big man in the middle, Armon Watts. Another one of these D linemen who can play the 3 tech, can play the nose. Only got a little bit of a sniff last year with 10 tackles. I think he had like a sack and a half. But when he was in there, he was making plays, whether it was stuffing the run or getting some interior pressure. Watts was a guy who could show he could do both. I don't know if he's going to end up winning the starting job or not right out the bat, but I would not be surprised by week 4 if he is in that role, being the starter next to, I guess Shamar Stephen at this point, or maybe he's Shamar Stephen's role. I don't know where he's going to be. He could be either one. But again, if he, triples his numbers at least, that would not surprise me one bit. I love this guy, and I think he's got a very high ceiling.
Yes, you do love Armon Watts. You love him more than your family is very, very clear. And he's going to have the opportunity. They're going to be switching all these guys in left and right. The big thing I consider a breakout for Watts is if he can actually hold down one of those starting spots or even get to the point where he is starting. Defensive tackle will be the most interesting positions to watch for the Vikings, and it's not a very deep position. So he should get out there, and he's a guy who can get after the quarterback. So I think that's that's fair.
It's not deep from a talent standpoint, but there's plenty of guys who are battling for that spot. So as far as just the number there's a lot of guys who will be competing, and I think that's just going to make everybody better. So Armon Watts definitely be in the mix, and yeah, he should have way more production this year than he did last year.
All right, final guy, and this is big Irv Smith, tight end, second-year guy that everybody is very excited about.
Yeah, and we've already seen glimpses of this in training camp. He's making some big catches. Cousins is looking for him in the red zone, and he's going up and he's making those grabs. He's a mismatch on safeties. He's a mismatch against linebackers. And I think it was Kubiak flat out said it. We are going to try to exploit Irv Smith, get him on these players who can't physically match up with him, and they're going to look for him to make some big plays in this offense because they're going to need that with Diggs gone. Yeah,
Gary Kubiak is the tight end whisperer. This guy can make any tight end good. Look at what he did at Houston, Denver. I mean, didn't matter. Their tight ends ripped shit up. And the best thing with Irv is they're going to be lining him up all over the place. They'll have him out at wide receiver. They'll have him in at tight end. Tight ends will be thick and dirty in this offense. And Irv Smith, what we saw that second half of the season last year was just a tiny little glimpse. And, Rudolph will still be out there for those big catches in the red zone. But Irv Smith, I think he is going to bust a nut. I think he's going to bust big time out. 50-plus receptions easy, 600-plus yards, handful of touchdowns.
Yeah, I think you look at these guys in this list, he's the number 1 breakout candidate. He's just primed, ready. He's just swollen and ready to explode like the zit on my left butt cheek.
That is disgusting. You should get that thing lanced and immediately soak in nice, hot, soapy water.
Yeah. All right, so that's it. Those are our 5 breakout players from Minnesota Vikings in 2020. If you got anybody else you want to add to the list, just mention her in the comments.
No,
I don't know. I think we got pretty well covered.
I'd love to throw some rookies out there, but rookies don't count because they haven't had the full season yet. So, no, I got nobody. I guess I'll throw Dan Bailey in there. I hope he breaks out. Hope he just has a fantastic year.
I don't think he can get any better.
Yeah, but he kind of lulled, so he has a chance to break back out. But in the comments, let us know who you think will break out.
All right, and know this. Russia is bigger than Pluto.